Scott Pilgrim got an anime, sort of.
Yeah, avoid calling it that. The mob will come after you.
Which ones?
All of them.
Spoilers, obvious. Scotty Pilgrim is a comic series people tend to like a lot. Then it got a movie, which people did tend to like a lot. And then it got a game, which Owens liked a lot. So over 10 years later, they thought, let's ride that wave and make nog a Scotty Pilgrim thing so folks can also like that a lot. But this time, an animated series.
Better.
The movie was a loosely faithful adaptation of the comics, and so this animated series will also now follow suit in...
Not quite.
What?
You would think that, because that's what everyone was expecting, and also the trailer made it seem that way, but no. This is like an alternate timeline deal.
Ach, jaren, nee, Hollywood. Hoekom?
3, 2, 1.
Scott Pilgrim is a 22-year-old lighty who lives in Toronto, Canada, and yeah, he's in a band. He plays the bass. Boy. Even though he's in a questionable relationship with a chick in Donnersa High School, he keeps having wet dreams about this other mooi tannie on rollerblades. I mean, I bloody get it, eh? Rollerblades is but not for 20 years, no. But this girl, Ramona, that Scotty is dreaming of miraculously turns out to be real, eh? She just uses his kop, his dreams, etc. as a shortcut to get to her destination as a delivery girl. Ja, ek weet nie. It makes no sense to me, but hey, anything goes in a fictional world. Make your own rules and become a vegan and you somehow get superpowers, whatever. That is a thing. Is it? Alright. So Scotty makes a plan to get the girl to deliver something to his house so he can tune her. Listen, Betty, you, me, walk in the park in his sneeuw and alles. Maybe by the parkie on the swings and yeah. If that doesn't get her in the sack, I don't know what will. And yeah, it works. They end up in the sack. But fuck all happens because someone is a fucking thief.
Or, you know, it's just cold, or the fact that they just met.
Alright, yeah, maybe. Scotty asks her to come watch his cock band perform. Then this Indian China comes busting into the performance and tunes, hey, Scotty, fight me, chum. He then says he's from this group that's made up of Marona's 7 evil exes called the League of Evil Exes, which sounds like a cock rock band. Now, in the original, Scott bliksems this Indian guy Matthew Patel in sy moer in. But this is where things change, eh? Scotty instead gets dondered to Kingdom Come and poof, there he becomes coins. Because this world has this retro arcade theme, I should tell you. Yeah, when you die, coins. So your chommies can buy chappies and cock when you frack. Yeah, you should have led with that. So everyday regular occurrences can lead to arcade style fights and cock. Paparazzi? Nee. Ninja paparazzi. Fight him while skateboarding. Alright. So the thick plottings from here.
What?
Marona realizes Scotty didn't actually die, but he was teleported away as he was being bliksemed to make it seem like he kama died, you check. So this love interest Betty, Marona, goes on a mission to find Meneer Pilgrim. Just know that every character you remember becoming coins in the original, in this one, they're okay, eh? All bloody okay. In the original, it was about Scotty beating all the exes to win the heart of the wet dreams rollerblades chick. The comic, the movie, the game. So it stands to reason people assume this anime that series would follow the same trajectory. Yeah. Scotty is like bloody absent for like 90% of this thing. So I suppose the title of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off literally means he pisses off. Very clever Netflix. So you'll notice, you'll check this robot everywhere. He becomes important later. Boy. So Rollerblades girl finds out this portal that took Scotty was in fact a vegan portal. Oh, those two words together confuse me. So she goes to this movie set where one of her exes, Todd the vegan, is. Assuming he must have made the portal key. I mean, how many vegans do you know they can make portals, no? So after Todd gets romantically obsessed with Scotty's gay roommate, Willy Wally,
Wallace Wells,
turns out he didn't actually do the portal key because he's not that strong a vegan of so a cock. Ja, ek fucking weet nie. So Marona keeps looking. Meanwhile, every other previously insignificant character is getting their own little story arc. Knives, yeah, that's her name, Knives, the high school girlfriend of Scotty, joins the band he was in and stops being just a wide-eyed, naive schoolgirl with a crush. Lucas Lee, the Hollywood actor, becomes a barista. Character growth, am I right? Plus, add a skating montage with the previous main boss, Gideon, and Lucas Lee, and you're a dancer cool, eh? So yeah, all the characters that were initially coins, not only are they okay, they have story arcs now, so there's that. So, after Marona and friends spend some time Scooby-Dooing this whole thing, Scotty just shows up at the front door and cheers, hello, I'm back. Like, fuck all happened. So, of course, they ask him, what the fuck was jij? And he tunes, yeah, I took me, I took me. What? It'll make sense soon, I promise. Let's backtrack to the fight where Scotty becomes coins. Scotty gets taken there in the portal, and check! Scotty was taken by Scotty from the future. Older, grayer, and die Bart. After convincing his younger self that they have a pretty fucking tit life in the future, but in actual fact, John, this older Scott is the original Scott from the original timeline, and now he's a grumpy old man because him and Merona don't last forever. Oh, shame. They got married, but then divorce looms on the horizon, and this makes old grumpy Scott, well, grumpy, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So that robot I mentioned earlier, because he's a robot and therefore has never eaten meat or dairy, obviously because he doesn't have to fucking eat this robot. He's the most powerful vegan because of that. So he was used to make the portal. Yeah, I know, my fuck. And he was sent to the past to grab young Scotty to help him avoid making the same Donaldson mistake as older Scott. So young Scott tunes cock with it, goes back to his time to make things right, and so it sees Merona and wants to gooi a smooch there. But there's some fucking protective barrier preventing it. What, the friend zone? Nee, Doffy. It was older Scott. Using some futuristic nanotechnology and cock. Now all the characters and all the exes are friends now, and nobody is coins. They all get teleported into a much further future to a plaque where there is an older and grumpier Scott, and he's now in sy muren because young Scott didn't listen to him of so it. This fucking oak spent 10 years training and learning all the men's moves just so he can nuke them properly. That's how mal he is. So then a blurry tit fight scene happens with a blurry tit boss song. Just listen. But yeah, after a bit, the fight comes to a stop when much older Merona appears and tunes older Scott that he shouldn't be fighting these random blokes, but could have been fighting for their relationship.
Ah, sweet.
So it turns out, they just hit a small rough patch in their relationship, and the older Scotty doers thought it was the end of the fucking world. Yeah, come on, man. Where Dream Chick and older self reconcile with their little issue and then somehow merge into one being, yeah. Remember, fictional world and cuck, so make up your own rules. So Super Merona drops the L word, breaks the smooch barrier, and poof, things go back to reality. Matthew Patel forgives Gideon for wanting to blow up his show. Oh yeah, that was a thing. It ends with Scotty's band performing their not so cuck song. Oh, and now the ex-high school girlfriend has joined the band. And yeah, that's the end.
So, it's an alternate timeline story where things would have gone as normal if some other Scott from another timeline simply didn't mess with the past.
Yeah.
But now, in doing so, smaller characters have more growth, and those who were previously coined by Scott are all friends now.
Yeah.
And Ramona got some character growth, and the Knives is now in the band.
Pretty much.